1987 was Mexico in full rebuild and reinvent mode. The economy was wobbling, culture was booming, politics were shifting, and science was quietly leveling up. It was a year of bold reforms, big ideas, and even bigger personalities. The kind of year that refuses to stay in the archives. Mexico launched the Pacto de Solidaridad Económica, a grand alliance between government, business, and unions, to tame inflation and stabilize the peso. It was part economics, part diplomacy, part national therapy session. And surprisingly, it worked well enough to keep the country moving forward. 2 years after the devastating 1985 quake, Mexico formalized a nationwide civil protection system, turning hard-earned lessons into policy. Sirens, drills, and preparedness campaigns became part of daily life. A quiet revolution in public safety that would shape the country for decades. Mexico officially entered the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade, signaling a dramatic shift toward global integration. Tariffs dropped, markets opened, and the country stepped onto the world economic stage with a confident vamos. It was the prelude to the NAFTA era. The ruling PRI selected Carlos Salinas de Gortari as its presidential candidate, setting the stage for one of Mexico's most transformative and controversial political chapters. In 1987, it felt like the country was watching the trailer for a very intense sequel. The global financial turbulence of 1987 didn't skip Mexico. The Bolsa Mexicana de Valores suffered a sharp drop, shaking investor confidence. But the country responded with reforms, new regulations, and a determination to modernize its financial system rather than panic. UNAM strengthened its research programs in physics, biology, and engineering, becoming a scientific powerhouse in Latin America. While politics grabbed headlines, labs quietly produced breakthroughs, proving that progress sometimes wears a lab coat instead of a presidential sash. The Rock N2 Idioma movement exploded in popularity, with bands like Caifanes and Maldita Vecindad redefining Mexican youth culture. It was loud, rebellious, poetic, and unmistakably Mexican. A new soundtrack for a country in transformation. Mexico City pushed forward with Metro Line 9, expanding one of the world's busiest subway systems. More tunnels, more stations, more orange trains, and a little more breathing room for a metropolis that never stops growing. Mexico celebrated 75 years of its Air Force, honoring pilots, engineers, and the country's aviation legacy. Air shows, commemorations, and historical exhibitions reminded the nation that its skies have their own proud story. In sports, Cruz Azul claimed the CONCACAF Champions Cup, adding another trophy to its storied history. It wasn't the World Cup, but it was a bright blue victory that gave fans something to celebrate in a turbulent year. 1987 was Mexico in motion, negotiating, rebuilding, rocking out, and looking outward. It was a year of bold steps and new beginnings, the kind that quietly reshapes a nation's future. And as always, Mexico did it with style, grit, and unmistakable personality.